an excerpt from my book Descended, the third book in the Alien Mate Index series, but it can be read as a standalone. This is my heroine Charlotte is being attacked by an assassin droid who has taken the form of the kindly old janitor Carlos, but now he's coming after her and she's beginning to realize he's not Carlos at all. "Who are you?" I demanded of the Carlos thing, still backing slowly away, just out of reach of its grasping hands. "Who sent you? What do you want with me?" To my surprise, it answered me. Well, sort of. "I am not programmed to answer such questions," it said in a stilted, mechanical voice, all traces of Carlos's soft accent completely gone now. "Well, what are you programmed to do?" I asked it. Behind it, Christoph was closing in. There was a knife block sitting on my kitchen counter. It had been my mother's, and she gave it to me after I left for college, even though I never had much interest in cooking. Christoph grabbed the hilt of the biggest knife and slid it silently out of its sheath. "I am programmed to kill," the Carlos thing said, and rushed at me. Everything seemed to happen at once. I screamed and ducked to one side, just barely managing to get out of the way of the charging Carlos thing. At the same time, Christoph stepped smoothly forward and buried the knife to the hilt in the back of its neck. There was a popping, grinding sound, and suddenly the thing's silver eyes started blinking and glowing, emitting beams of colored light that flashed off and on like some kind of demented disco ball. At the same time, it jerked and writhed as though it was inventing a new dance. And then, from behind the paper-thin wall that separated my apartment from Mr. Peterson's, a car commercial came on, playing the song Funky Town. "Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me," the commercial crooned while the assassin droid flashed and jerked. It was freaking surreal. "Oh my God, this is crazy. This can't be happening, can it?" I thought, trying to get as far as I could from the would-be killer's flailing limbs, while the car commercial invited me to go to Funky Town. This has to be some kind of dream. But it was no dream. Despite my evasive maneuvers, the Carlos thing still managed to brush my cheek with the fingers of one flailing hand. The place where it touched me burned like fire, and I gave a cry and grabbed for my face. "Goddess, damn it!" Christoph growled. He made a ruthless gesture, twisting the knife hard. Suddenly the lights stopped, and the Carlos thing went completely limp, sagging like a marionette whose strings had been cut. The image of Carlos, stooped shoulders, gray hair, kindly wrinkled face, flickered and was gone. In its place was a smooth, glossy figure. It was vaguely man-shaped. It had 2 arms, 2 legs, a torso, and head anyway, but it had no face at all. It was just smooth, blank silver. "Oh my God," I whispered, but Christoph didn't waste any time looking at the now limp silver figure. He dropped it to the floor and strode over to me, stepping over the fallen Carlos as though it wasn't even there. I looked up at him wide-eyed. "What are you?" I began, but before I could finish, he was already taking my face in his big warm hands and examining my cheek. And you'll have to read it to find out what happens next.